G'day. What we're doing today is looking at exercise 3.2, question 16. Fairly tricky little question, but once you learn how to do the first one, you should be able to manage, have a go at least at B and C. Now, looking at the actual wording of the question, by rewriting the expression if required, and then using index laws, we simplify using the smallest possible base. So the secret is we've got to get the base as small as possible. So the base on question A is 9, but it is possible to write 9 as a power of 3. So we can actually change the base to 3. And that's what we're going to do with question A. So I'll just erase that. Okay, let's have a go. So first thing I'm going to do is write 9 as 3 squared once I get my pen tool. Okay, so 9 is 3 squared. Write that in brackets. All to the power of 2n over 9 is 3 squared. All to the power of n. Now we need to raise a power to a power. And the index law says that we multiply powers. 2 times 2n is 4n, and 2 times n is 2n. So multiplying the powers gives us that expression. And finally, to divide powers with the same base, we subtract indices. 4 to the 4n subtract 2n is just, let me get rid of that. Oops. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And 3 to the 4n subtract 2n is 2n. And that's the answer for that. Okay, now let's have a quick look at B, then I want you to have a go at it. That's the base of 2. That base is 4. But 4 can be written as 2 to the power of 2. So you can change the base there. That's the start of question B. And question C, 125 is 5 to the power of 3. So that can be written with a base 5. And 25 is 5 to the power of 2. So with question C, you can change each of those terms into a base 5. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is get out your exercise book, pause the video, and have a go at questions B and C. And I'll get rid of this thing. It's amazing what comes up on the screen sometimes. Okay, have a go, please. Pause the video. When you're ready to return, just start it up again. Okay, I'm assuming you've had a go at question B, so I'll now go through my solution to it. Keep in mind that there are often more than one way to solve these things, so you might end up with a correct solution that looks different to mine. 2 to the power of n is 2 to the power of n. Just copy that down. 4 can be written as 2 squared. I'll put that in brackets. And that's raised to the n plus 1 power. Okay, now we have the bases the same. Let's get rid of the brackets just here. So that's 2 to the n times 2 to the, well, I've got to multiply 2 times all of n plus 1. So 2 times n is 2n plus 2 times 1 is 2. And going on to the next line, now the bases are all the same. To multiply powers with the same base, we add the indices, and that gives us n plus 2n plus 2 equals 2 to the, okay, we need to add like terms. That's 1n plus 2n is 3n, and then plus 2. We can't add those terms together because they're not like terms, so we leave it at that. Okay, on to part C. Now you might want to pause the video and have another go if you didn't get it out last time. Otherwise, keep watching. Okay, in this case, we need to turn each of those terms, each of those factors, I guess I should say, into a power of 5. So 125 is 5 to the power of 3 over 5 to the power of n times 5 to the power of 2n over 5 to the power of 2 equals, okay, let's write that as a single fraction. 5 cubed times 5 to the 2n over 5 to the n times 5 squared. Okay, now we can do some simplifying. We've got 5 to the power of 3 divide 5 to the power of 2. So I can just go ahead and subtract indices. And that's going to give me 5 to the power of 1, because 3 minus 2 is 1, or just 5. So I'll just cross that out, and cross that out, and we're left with just a 5 for the coefficient. Okay, for the powers, 5 to the 2n divided by 5 to the n, I'll use a dot for times, equals 5 to the 2n subtract n, and 2n subtract n, or 2n subtract 1n, is just 5 to the n. Okay, we're almost there. We still have the same base. I can write 5 as 5 to the 1, and to multiply powers with the same base, those two there, it's just 5 to the 1 plus n. And normally we would just write that with the n first and the 1 second. So that's still correct. That's probably the way you'd see the answer in the back of the textbook.